Hi there and welcome to my video. Today I'm going to show you how I repurpose or I guess kind of refinish this work. It's something that's been sitting under my desk for a couple years and I love the colors in it, but I just couldn't really figure out how to finish it. Today I'm going to be using kind of like the reverse image method. So I cut out these feathers and I'm going to trace them on the canvas to kind of outline the object that I want to keep. And then what I'm going to do is paint around all of the objects that I put on the canvas. It's a great way to use the colors and kind of some of the imagery that I have already, but also create a little bit more of a kind of a mute background. So I did think about different objects I wanted to include in here, and feathers and leaves always kind of came up. So I cut out two different kinds to make a little bit of a picture in itself. And I also knew that I wanted to include some words on it. So it's a little bit of a different style than what I usually make, but I wanted to use this as an opportunity to experiment and just play. So as you see up here, I'm using the Micron pen and I am writing the word magic, and I'm trying to do it in kind of interesting block letters. But one of the things that I liked about this work was I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and you'll see them as I go. I should have used some kind of ruler or straight line just to get all the letters the same size. So you can see there that they kind of get a little smaller as I go by, but I figure out a way to correct that. And then at the bottom, I'm just using my Sharpie paint pen to detail the other letters. I did learn from the top and I made a little bit of a makeshift ruler with a piece of paper just to create a straight line so that the letters are all not going in a slope downhill or uphill. So I just trace each of these letters and I'm writing is all around. I figured that was the easiest way to start was with a stencil. I do love to try to use my own print, but I just haven't really found my style yet with printing. I do have certain ways that I like to write letters, but I haven't really figured out my favorite. So I just use a stencil. I think one of the things I really liked about this work is kind of just letting go of my expectations of what I thought it should look like in the end. And I think that that's really important for us as artists to do, is to just kind of let go of that feeling of having to get it right on the first try. You'll see that I made some bloopers along the way and I just kept going. And I think that that is a really important lesson and something to remember, that it's not always going to be good or perfect, but it can be fun and interesting, and we can learn as we go. So there are the letters, and then kind of inspired me to correct the top. So I went back in with this Sharpie pen again and just tried to make the letters more uniform, more cohesive, so that they didn't look like they were going uphill. And they're not exactly centered either, but I think that when we're making personal art and art that's from the heart, we do kind of have our own style and it doesn't have to be perfect. That's what makes it interesting, is just seeing how each piece turns out with my own personal style. So here I'm using a Stabilo pencil, and it's a great way to mark things off without making a huge commitment, because you can wipe it off or just kind of take it off with a wet paper towel. So I wanted to add in some marks and little objects, and then also I marked off just like an area that I wanted to paint a border. So you have to use your imagination when you're doing kind of reverse painting because you have to think about what you want it to look like reversed. So you can kind of see how it starts to come out with the paint here. I'm using parchment color. It's a nice neutral color that I love using. And I did speed it up so it's not so boring to watch me literally watching paint dry. But you can kind of see how I paint around things just to put some of the stuff in the background and then also bring those the feathers and the leaves forward. You can see right there, it kind of got a little pink. That was from a previous pencil that I had used on there that I forgot about, and I didn't use a fixative on top. So it kind of blended with the parchment. But I'm not really worried about it because I can do another layer and it'll cover it right up. I feel like this is a great technique to use on pieces that you're not really sure how to finish and not really sure what to do with. It's almost like reinventing them rather than kind of just ditching them and letting them sit. You can kind of use them in a different way. It's repurposing them. So I'm just going back in the letters here with my Posca paint pen. It's basically the same color as that other one, but has a thicker tip so that it's a little bit more obvious when I outline them. And all during this, I was thinking not so much like, oh no, what am I doing? Or is it turning out right? But just kind of looking at it through each step and saying, like, oh, do I like how that looks? Does that seem to be working? What else can I do? I try to have a little more of a gentle tone with myself when I'm painting so I don't feel frustrated or kind of lose the flow. I feel like when I don't talk to myself nicely or I'm not open to changing the piece, I hit a wall. And I think that's pretty common. So if you find that you kind of get stuck sometimes, maybe you could just talk to yourself in a little bit more of a gentle tone and see where it leads you. So you can kind of see it coming out from the background now as everything gets a little darker and the wild colors are kind of pushed back. And as I was looking at it, I wanted to kind of create a little bit more of a solid border. I felt like the colors were nice, but I just wanted a little bit more calmness. It was a little too exciting for me still. And it was fun to redo this piece because I can remember originally making it and I really liked the colors and the papers I used, but I kind of got stuck with what to do with it at the end. And I think that's very common for creators to get to a certain point and then just not know what to do next. Sometimes it's good to just let things sit and you kind of work it out subconsciously and come up with an idea. And other times it just sits for a long time and you don't really do anything with it. So repurposing it like this can help get the creative juices flowing again and also kind of come to a conclusion for it. I think a lot of times if we have too much unfinished work or feeling unsettled with a lot of pieces, you don't flex that muscle on how to complete things. And it's really important to be able to start something, work on it, and finish it so you can grow your skills and also just feel accomplished. So I'm just creating like a basic border that I like. And then I wanted to try to make the top look a little more cohesive. A lot of this style is just bringing out what you want to see and pushing back what you want to hide. So I felt like the letters at the bottom were getting a little stuck in the background. So I wanted to kind of paint around them and make them a little more pronounced. So I used just a really detailed brush and painted around all the letters, the white parchment, so it kind of stuck out a little better. You could see how I did each one. Definitely a test in patience, but it was a nice meditative process. And then I went back in and outlined each part as well, just so it stood out a little more because the paint kind of covered it. And this is kind of the usual pattern that I have is using pen work at the end and trying to bring out the details that I like and just kind of finalizing it. I find that an outline or, contrasting colors can really bring attention to different things. So I like using pens at the end to bring it all together. And here you can see the Sharpie paint pens again. And I just wanted to add some other kind of shapes and colors just to bring it all together. I did draw those circles I drew around with the paint to kind of leave some of them to pop out. This is one of my favorite parts is just putting in the details at the end. And I want to remind everyone also that you don't always have to love everything that you do, but I think that if you learn as you go, that's the most helpful part in your practice. Here are the details up close, the letters and the feathers and the pen work. And thank you so much for following along today. I'm so happy you were here. If you like this video, here's another one just like it. See you again soon.